doesn't seem to solve this problem. This is called La Malinche Translates for Hernan Cortez. When your own people sell you off to another tribe, you have to learn a different language. And when that tribe gives you, as one of 20 girls, a gift to the Spaniards, you learn to conjugate. You find yourself face down on a Spanish pillow, so you spend that time conjugating all the new verbs. You learn how to bury your face in a field of marigolds. You learn to escape the smell of your own blood. The Spaniards and the Mexica, they are fierce. Warriors are always celebrated. But when a new race comes spilling from between my legs, I will be blamed for surviving this war. You Spaniards bring horses and steel. You have watched Montezuma's priests use obsidian blades, slice through sternums, cut the still beating heart from a prisoner. But whose tribe is ever really strong enough or brave enough to protect the life of one small girl? My only weapon is the velvet edge of my tongue, so I have learned to use what I have. I have learned to use both sides well. The parents who sold me away, they called me Tenapal, the talkative one. My own children will learn to translate my name as traitor. But what no one will ever know is how the new words form in my mouth like sharpened stones, how I cannot wait to spit them out, or how the words I cannot speak have been scratched into the margins of this poem.
All right. Good morning. I'm Dom Zacconi, D.E. Zacconi. I'm a poet. But for over 35 years, I've been a classroom teacher. This poem came to me on the public address system at a faculty meeting. It's an erasure poem, if you're familiar with found poems and erasure poems, and it has footnotes. Avoid, deny, defend. In an active shooter event, you will hear an announcement, lockdown, lockdown, this is not a drill. We have decided to abandon coded messages. Footnote 1. Nationally, 150,464 assault rifles were sold in June of 2022, the month after the Uvalde shootings. Do not attempt to exit the building. Remain in your classroom. Turn off the lights. Direct your students into a corner away from doors and windows. Silence your cell phone. Make sure your students' cell phones are off and they do not talk. Silence is a weapon. Houston ISD has 276 schools, 200,000 students, and 58 librarians. In the state of Texas, the teacher attrition rate is 12%. Repeated loud bangs are likely to be gunfire. There is one weapon for every 16 people in the state of Texas. Annually in the United States, 4,000 children and teens between the ages of 0 and 19 are shot and killed, and 15,000 are shot and wounded. 62% are homicide, 33% suicide. Barricade the door, cover the windows, hide any way you can. Try to place objects between yourself and any attacker. Survey your surroundings. Use desks, books, bookcases, anything to try to disrupt the shooter. Books that have been or are under consideration to be banned in Texas schools include 1984, Bad Boy, Beloved, Class Act, Dr. Zhivago, Harry Potter, To Kill a Mockingbird, Ghost Boys, Optimists Die First, The Indian in the Cupboard, The Bluest Eye, A Good Kind of Trouble, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Of Mice and Men, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Handmaid's Tale, Captain Underpants, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and Zombies on the Loose. Hiding in closets can save lives. If the door opens inward, barricading is more effective. You have the right to defend yourself. U.S. federal definition of an active shooter event is an individually actively engaged in killing and attempting to kill people in a confined or populated area. Footnote. On the footnote, it's important to note that active shooter events are not synonymous with mass murder events or mass shootings. Mass murders or shootings generally require a minimum number of people to be shot or killed. Footnote on the footnote of the footnote. Figures for mass shootings do not fit on the bar graph. You or your students may choose to attack the intruder any way possible. Be aggressive and committed. Do not fight fairly. Use any likely weapon, fire extinguishers, desks, pencils. You can reduce casualties. Do not pay attention to further announcements. Remain in a classroom until the police arrive. Obey all police commands. Keep your hands in plain sight. Do not hold your cell phone in your hand. Do not enter the hallway as a good Samaritan. Active events in the workplace finding and policy implied that a good Samaritan is a person with a weapon. Go forward with your hands above your head. Buses will safely take you to a designated meeting place. We will meet in a church parking lot.
Good morning. I'm Elena from Ukraine, and I will read short extracts from the sequence of very personal poems which I've written since beginning of invasion by Russia in Ukraine. The first poem is called WhatsApp. I call my father to ask how he lived through the day. Nights of explosions when he keeps lights off. I see his eyeglasses glimmer in the dark. Nights he gives me pep talks as if he weren't close to the airstrikes. I ask him about leftovers of firewood and bread, about what he read, what he felt, everything that he wouldn't talk of before the war. Close the sky. It's nuts. At night I wake to the shuffle of rushing souls, to shouting, "Ambulance, she is still breathing." At night, I soar above the crater left by a Russian bomb. Then soil closes above me, tossed with my people in plastic bags. At night, I hover in the abyss of charcoal stairs at Abalone, weeping to God on NATO, close the sky, close the sky, close the sky. Bird feeder. A cardinal snacks on sunflower seeds. 2 feet from the feeder to my patio table, blue, with yellow chairs just painted by my father. 5 months together. 3 days he's been back to Ukraine in his safe village. He's got family, I lull my conscience. The bird feeder, the forked leg of whose iron pole my dad straightened to pull the squirrel baffle on, the heart of my yard. It's full of flying beans, wrens with chickadees, finches, clutzy doves, and here's my favorite, the cardinal. Buses to the no-fly zone, pushing backs forward and hopes force. Krakow, border, Lviv, Uman, Kyiv. Dad stopped by Krakow. I saw him in a dream, an aged traveling monk. Coarse gray frock with a cowl and a rope belt. The monk, even in mom's hospice ward, he never talked beyond things to bring, buy, or fix. Anything but intangible, winged of spirit. But doesn't spirit mean love in verb form? Why can't I, a birder, fix father's burdens? As my neighbor says, bring them all from Ukraine. A bird from Ukraine. My scarlet joy looks at me and continues pecking seeds of the flower. A blue-eyelid dove swings the feeder looking through me, the hollow suburban queen of lawn, invisible with no dream, except for one enormous, like our aircraft destroyed by Russians, Mriya, Ukrainian dream to rebuild. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Chuck Wemple. I'm the president of Metabolist Press, a small press based here in Houston that focuses on poetry, anthologies in particular. Outside of poetry, some of my work that intersects with my poetry is looking at climate justice and local governance and community engagement as well too. I am the oldest bison of my herd, and give you my good eye and ear, what you, mayor of the devastated village, may call my right. And to your people perishing in the snow, broken as winter trees and splintered stumps, I give my blindness and silent drum. I am the mayor of this devastated village, and you, old rug of oily hide, stand between me and my people. Why have you stopped me? We are 100 years into our settlement. We've harvested most of the fish from sparkling creeks and slow rivers, repurposed the trees that filled the valley into houses, bonfires, scripture, and verse. The sunsets always bring thunder, but no rain. We have discovered the root of blue flowers are good for stew and roasting. White flowers bring death to children, women, most men, preceded by visions and foam at the lips. Our prophets have not returned, and a massive buffalo roams the bluff. It may be our prophet in disguise. The bearded head appears to be a mask and could hide the face of Brother Brigham, or simply be an old bison, blind and deaf, face stitched on. Our timekeepers say we are at the height of summer, yet the valley is covered in snow, a snow warm as dust. The people I see scurrying around the valley could be mice in dolls' clothing. Perhaps our prophets never left. And now I see what this could be. This is not what I had planned. This spring, the plants bear both white and blue flowers. And no one wants to take a chance. I have grown suspicious. We all are suspicious. The bison or our prophet in a mask just stands there. I am suspicious of his skinny back legs. The nearest settlement is a week-long ride away. If I drew this scene for you, a barren ridge of mountains in the distance, a sky narrow in the frame, that could be a dark sky or the surface of a lake, more like wind from an enemy sky, although enemy would mean we actually mean something to someone. A valley in white with a few people scattered about, mostly concerned about themselves, and rightly so, given snow in July. And a big bison with curiously thin back legs and tiny hooves, and a mask of unusual darkness, matching the color of his forelegs and belly, as if he crossed a river of dark mud, his tail atrophied. Should I pronounce him a fake? Should I reveal these thoughts to my people? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Varsha Shah. I'm an Indian American. Came here very long ago. The poem I'm going to read to you all was born last summer, upon reversal of Roe versus Wade. She was very long, 5 pages long, and I managed to teach her to be more vocal and understandable. I'm a mother of 3, and the poem is titled, "This is not the America that gave me wings." A young woman in her 20s, I accompanied Mariana to an emergency clinic, both scared upon learning only she or her baby can be saved. She had a choice. Her niece, now in her 20s, faces the same fate. Told she is a birthing engine in service of a righteous man, by the man, for the man, telling her pregnancy is her biblical dharma. She has no choice but to deliver, no matter if she is a child herself. Easy peasy, follow him, they say. Grow babies like apples. That's what your body's for. Seeded by an atom, any atom. Each becomes an American pie. She, an earthbound Eve. Her body belongs to America, to pastor or preacher, uncle or neighbor, rapist or rogue. If in doubt, go to Jesus, one and only, with the onus to forgive. Forgive me, Jesus, for calling on you in vain. Your men want each fruit harvested, no matter. Oh, little heart, you'll figure how to grow, how to keep beating. Be ready to starve. Be willing to be buried in an American wasteland. You must be grateful to be born alive, not dead. Proud to be born in our great America. No matter if you have no daycare, no doctor, mama works multiple jobs, paying pittance, going hungry and on welfare is your lot. You deadbeat, your deadbeat dad. The right to be born in America is not free. Get ready to die one fine morning playing chase, to run for your life from a free-range politician on your playground. But be certain your congregation will never fail you. They'll be always there to pray, to redeem you, your body blown and buried in the service for America. You will come to terms, the gunman has a mental illness. Come to Jesus, believe in him, and all will be forgiven. This too shall pass, forgotten soon. You may even rise with him on any Friday, good or bad. This is not the America I made my home so long ago. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Bucky, and this poem was inspired by a newspaper article a few years ago. The Roanoke News-Herald reports the Woodland Town Council rejected a solar farm after residents expressed concerns that it would suck up all the energy from the sun. One resident, a retired Northampton County science teacher, reportedly said she was concerned that photosynthesis would not happen after she observed areas near solar panels where plants were brown and dead because they did not get enough sunlight. ABC News. The world burns for us. We grab it by the ankles and wait for dimes to jangle out of its pockets. Sorry, bum. And we shake it out on the sidewalks and rejoice it is ours for the taking. You damn my oil, but it is rich and deep. And every year we learn to shake deeper into the quivering rocks for more. You damn my coal, but I believe in Santa Claus, and every year I plunder coal deep from my stocks. You damn my rivers, but this world roils with my tides, and the currents flow out clear and sharp and cleaner than life. You wait for the sun to light up your nights and propel your trucks and turbines, and you wait and you wait and you wait some more. But North Carolina and I know the sun is dangerous, and the grounds around your great blue panels grow dry, and the grass shrivels brown when you suck fire from the sun. So where will you go when there is no more sunlight?
I'm John Milkwright. Newspaper photograph of border agents discussing the separation of a family. Day wakes on a gravel road in front of flattened grass. 4 men and a woman, or maybe 5 men, guns holstered, thumbs hanging on belts from olive pants. There are cargo pockets. They are standing, probably talking. A little girl with a hazy purple dress clings to a leg, hiding her face. This is not about a lost doll, or walking in circles to win a cake, or flying a kite over June's roses. This is about the slippery slope of zero tolerance. The headlines say so. This is a place where cheap tickets get punched, where slipperiness travels on thin film. Miracles do not live on the tongue. Tapping fingers for answers is its own melody. Wait, in this new curbside reality, am I the parent or the child? Thank you.
We do not have time for a question and answer, but I invite everyone to move into Channing Hall and engage in discussion with our wonderful poets. Thank you.